The doctrine or the law of karma governs all of manifest reality. So what that means is that everyone is subject to the consequences of their actions, whether good or bad. So what do you do when you're dealing with bad karma? Stay tuned to find out. Hi there, I'm Lisa ENGLES-WITTER, and welcome to my channel where I help spiritual seekers just like you to access the power of time-proven practices and teachings of yoga tradition. I put out a new video every week, so be sure to subscribe to my channel. So today we're going to talk about how to deal with bad karma, but before I dive into that, I want to be sure that you know about my on-demand masterclass called Reshape Your Destiny, how to create your future by clearing your karma. There is a link below the video here in the description. You can click on that link, learn more about that free on-demand masterclass, and get immediate access to it. So I encourage you to do that. So let's go ahead and dive into our topic for today, which is how to deal with bad karma. Now, first of all, you need to know what karma means. Karma is simply a Sanskrit word that means action. And typically when we're speaking of bad karma, or even good karma for that matter, what we're really referring to are karmic results. So the results of our actions. What we need to know when we're looking into how do I deal with bad karma is that none of us have choice about the results of our actions. The results you can think of as something like the playing field. You are in a playing field right now, which is the results of your past actions, and you have no choice over what your playing field is. However, you do have choice about your actions, what actions you're going to take now and in the future. And again, remember that karma simply means action. So you do have choice when it comes to karma. Now, the law of karma, or the doctrine of karma, because it's not technically a law like we think of, the laws of physics and this type of thing. It's more of a spiritual law. So we can call it actually the doctrine of karma. And the doctrine of karma says that consciously performed moral or ethical action will always lead to happiness. So that type of action, for those of you who are interested, is called dharma. So consciously performed moral or ethical action is called dharma, and it leads to happiness. On the other hand, consciously performed immoral or unethical actions will lead at some point to suffering. So this all pretty much makes sense, right? It's not too... It just makes sense. We understand. Do something good, it's going to lead to happiness. Do something bad, it leads to unhappiness. So by this logic, if we're experiencing suffering or bad karma in our life, it can be traced back to some form of consciously performed unethical action in this lifetime or in a past lifetime. So this perspective about karma that comes from the Yoga Wisdom traditions really requires us to have radical compassion for ourselves and for others. This doctrine of karma should never be used as a victim shaming device or tool for victim shaming or for being a victim ourselves. So get rid of the victim mentality, get rid of victim shaming other people. So it would be completely wrong, in other words, for anyone to say that everyone who suffers racism deserves it, or that a child who is suffering child abuse deserves it. That would just be idiotic. It would be ignorant reasoning, and that's not what the doctrine of karma is actually telling us. This is also why it's critically important to understand that from the perspective of Yoga Wisdom tradition, that our actions extend beyond this lifetime into the past and into the future. So this helps us to explain why bad things happen to good people. If you take this perspective of multiple lives, this is just a playing out of past actions from past lives, right? So again, I want to emphasize that radical compassion for ourselves is absolutely necessary when we're looking through this particular lens. So since you can't change your karmic results, then how do you deal with bad karma? I'm going to give you 4 things to do when you're dealing with bad karma. And I do want to give a little bit of credit here to Swami Sarva Priyananda of the Vedanta Society of New York. Love him and his teachings. So some of this comes from what I've learned through him. So the first thing is that we need to understand the purpose of karma or our karmic results. Like, why is there even karma? Well, first of all, you need to know that if you're born and if you're human, you are going to have to deal with karma. Again, the law of karma, the doctrine of karma governs all of manifest reality. So anything that has form, including us humans, will have to deal with karma in our lifetime. So the purpose of karma is knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of ourself. So we want to come to any karma or karmic results that we're experiencing with an attitude of curiosity and wonder. Like, what is in this for me? So karma is always giving you the opportunity to choose action that's going to lead you to a deeper understanding of the truth of who you really are and the true nature of reality. So that's number 1. Number 2, do a little reframe and think of it like this. Bad karma is actually good. You know, we often think of bad karma in the sense like, oh, I'm getting punished for something bad, or, you know, using what we know now that karma is created by our conscious actions, whether they're moral or immoral, ethical or unethical actions. Instead of thinking of it like, oh, wow, now I'm getting punished because of something I did in the past, reframe it and think of it as something good. Again, not in the sense that you're being punished, rather that you're burning your bad karma up. There's something that you did in the past, an action that you did in the past that's actually being exhausted right now in the present. So as you're dealing with your suffering, you're actually burning the seeds of that past karma. Number 3, think of your bad karma as a warning sign. And I think that, you know, if you're on a spiritual path, this one is really easy. We become wise. We start to be discerning. We start to look at the results that are created in our life and realize, oh, I don't want that anymore. What is what I'm experiencing right now telling me about how I need to act in the future, or how do I need to act right now so that I create new results for myself in the future? So when you're dealing with bad karma, just let it be a reminder to you that you need to be careful about your actions in thought, word, and deed. Again, remember that consciously performed moral or ethical actions leads to happiness, and consciously performed unethical actions will lead to suffering. All right. And then finally, number 4, take the attitude that bad karma is a way, or is a calling to turn towards God. So when you're in trouble, when you're experiencing those big challenges and hurdles and tumultuous times in life, let that be a calling for you to seek God. To seek God first. Humans have a tendency to turn to other humans. I like to say we outsource our wisdom to our Facebook groups, to our best friend, to our colleagues, and instead of turning towards God. So turn towards God when you're in those challenging times. Ask for the strength to overcome the challenges that you're facing. And then to just wrap this all up, I want to remind you of the beautiful serenity prayer that you can hold as an intention, as a prayer, anytime that you're facing challenges. So just to remind you what the serenity prayer, in case you forgot it or you've never heard it before, the serenity prayer is, Dear God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So it's time for question of the day. What was your biggest takeaway from today's video on how to deal with bad karma? Let's have a conversation about it. Put your answer in the comments below and I will be sure to respond to you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. And once again, be sure to check out my on-demand masterclass, Reshape Your Destiny, Create Your Future by Clearing Your Karma. I put the link in the description below and just click on it and you'll have immediate access to that on-demand masterclass. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay well, and namaste.